Hello, Internet. Hello, future me. Today is Wednesday, 15th of November, 2023, 10:48 p.m. Um, I had a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things in mind to talk about, but it's always this when I'm actually doing something, I always forget. But I also don't want to take notes on all the things I want to talk about because it ruins the rawness of what I want to put out here. And yeah, I remember I wanted to talk about the Homo contentus, but I'm not going to talk about that today because I'm too lazy. I have to reread my essay a bit so I remember the different concepts because I really mashed a lot of different things in there and I don't want to do that right now. One thing I did want to talk about first of all is fillers because I realized looking back at the videos I forgot to focus on avoiding fillers. So for now on I'm going to be a bit more conscious, especially this video. I'm going to avoid fillers. And it always worries me if I have been using fillers in like day-to-day conversation, but I really don't think so. But then like seems like such a common thing. I use it so much unconsciously, subconsciously. What's the right word? Subconsciously? Oh, without being aware. So that would imply that I have been still using it a lot. And what scares me the most is I've been using like a lot in presentations. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you won't see, but I'll see if I can fix that. But yeah, oh, on a more serious topic, one thing I have been a bit frustrated is it's just in terms of success in life. When I think about it, I'm still in, bachelor's. It's like, it has only been 2 years. Yeah, or even close to 2 years. Me living alone, and then my first time really living alone is in a whole different continent. So I understand that I can't really, what's the word? I can't really not punish, but like not punish, but be upset with my rate of progression. But I have this, or I had this group assignment. I was with this group mate, and basically, she's like 3 years younger than me, and she has accomplished so much more than me. She's not even 20 yet, and usually, people who have like a lot of experience, you can say, oh well, they're just rich fucks that just had things served to them on a silver platter. But you can't really say it about her because she is a very hardworking person. And usually I have something I could, nitpick and be like, okay, they have it easier, or they're kind of a bitch, so who cares? But there's nothing that I can hate about her, which just makes me hate myself more. I mean, this whole mindset in of itself is very toxic, but I'm only human. But yeah, I just like seeing her she's working at a hospital already. And she already has a name in one research paper, and she did a lot of stuff in the internship. We're in the same class. And she might have her name in that as well. And then I'm here struggling just to get out of my screen, get out of bed. And I'm only just starting to have more applied biological experience with the internship I had, but it was through a course. And then finally another internship, I'll be working at a zoo, but it's not even that extensive, it's just planting pots. So I'm just took the first step of really working towards my career. And I'm 3 years, older than her. And just at the end of the day, I understand it shouldn't be a big deal. It should be something that I should be upset about. But nonetheless, I am upset. And when I see someone like that, I look at myself and realize how much I'm really slowing down myself. And it's frustrating to have to meet my own expectations when I can make all these excuses, but the thing is, I'm the one that's slowing myself down. And just frustrating, because there's so much I want to do. And even today, I spent more than half the day on my phone. And I was only really able to get up because I really needed to go to the bathroom. And it's just, I don't know why. It's just so difficult to take a step and then another step after that. It's just so hard to be productive and take initiative. And right now I feel like I'm improving, but it's happened before. I can be very productive and then I just dwindle into this dwindle down into this extreme laziness and procrastination that will last for months after like a week of productivity. And I know there's videos or articles or whatever that talk about how people can be like that because of some kind of neurodivergent shit. But then it's not like I'm diagnosed with anything. And it could also be that I've seen that and I just have this self-perception that's creating this self-fulfilling prophecy. But at the same time, I am still struggling. And just frustrating to be in this situation. And seeing a person like that just really is like a gut punch. That a person like that, a person that much younger than me, is already way ahead of me. And it's not just like experience, it's not just the experience I talked about, just day to day general, the way she conducts her life. I mean, I don't know 100% of her personal life, but from what I heard and what I see her, she seems way ahead of what I want to achieve. And it's just frustrating. But it is a good motivation, you know. Comparison like that is unhealthy. A lot of people would say unhealthy, but it's what motivates me. And the whole idea is, why do I need to be motivated in the first place? Because the whole idea of having big accomplishments in life is arbitrary. It's not necessarily like the purpose or meaning of life, which there is no purpose or meaning of life. But I do believe it's good to have ambitions in life, some sort of clear-cut purpose, direction. I'll try to be less directional, but it's I wouldn't not in, I'm thinking not interesting, but it's not interesting. That's not what happens when you try to make life undirectional. It's just, it can kind of get depressing when you don't want direction, or when you try to not have direction in life. But then trying to reach an ambition is also stressful. So, catch 22. I think I used that phrase right. Catch 22. So yeah. But I think it's a good motivation. I also had another motivational encounter a few months in the past where I have a friend that was a bit egotistical and looked down on me. I know he didn't mean to, but that, I really don't want to admit this, but that was the trigger for me to be able to delete social media. Because the truth is he is, or they are kind of right. There was more than one. They are kind of right that I am slow with taking initiative. And it should be an easy thing. There's not necessarily like a hurdle. It's not physical. I mean, when I say it's all in my head, the thing is, just because it's all in your head doesn't mean you have full control over it. You know. But then at the same time, that's the sort of perspective I have. Maybe if you have a perspective that you have, your mind is yourself, then maybe it's better. But I just don't believe that. I mean, I believe in the whole idea that yourself is an illusion, a hoax created by the mind itself. So I think I explained that before about consciousness. But then I understand that that sort of perspective could ruin my self-control, mindfulness in a way. Because I find mindfulness a little paradoxical, because you're taking a step back, right, from your own mind, but that implies this two different entities of what's happening in your mind and your actual self. But I mean, the whole idea of consciousness is it's an enigma. We don't really know. Or my theory is we know, we just, cognitive dissonance. We put all these layers of excuses to protect ourselves from the truth. But, and the truth is that there isn't two entities, Your mind is just your mind. But, I mean, it helps, So I should try to work on that, but there's so much shit to work on, and I forget so much. Forgetfulness is also an interesting thing. Actually, I want to talk about that a bit. It's I don't even know how I want to word this topic, but something I haven't really thought about, but was first brought up in a Japanese film I watched. I think it was called Love and Peace. The director is the same guy who did Evangelion. But basically, they talk about how people just forget, certain extreme events, big events can happen, but as time passes on, people forget, and the value of that thing just is gone. And in terms of memory or how people react to it. And that was also briefly, it was like a brief mention. I don't even think it's like the main theme, but they talked about that in that film. Also in the, was it Noriko no Hea? I think they mentioned it, or it was in Suicide Circle, I forgot. But it's such a weird phenomenon. My school, or the campus I was studying in for this course, had a shooting I don't even remember, a month ago, and then there was a memorial for the victim. One professor got shot, and then after a week the memorial was gone. Things are back to normal. People forget, and just life moves on. And just absurd. But it's a good reminder that these, if I want to connect back to what I was first talking about, these ambitions and goals in life, it's really not to immortalize yourself, because people are gonna forget. It's not like building family, continuing family, all that, becoming famous. Immortalization is a hoax. People forget eventually. And the purpose and goals in life shouldn't be for for the society, or for other people to remember you. There's no other people remembering you. They can remember you for a few years, but maybe they'll remember you for a long time, but they're gonna die too. So yeah, it has to be for yourself, for your own. At the end of the day, I also think it comes down to just a biological need, just physiological thing. To have purpose satisfies your emotions. And that's why I want to continue having ambitions. But at the same time, it's important to be aware of how reality is not gonna meet my expectation. And there's this, it almost sounds like a paradox, where I would strive for something no matter what, but I need to also expect for it to fail. But if I expect it for it to fail, how can I really strive for it? I think, well, it could be that I don't really have the capability to really strive for something, because in the back of my head, I do know it can fail or it doesn't meet my expectations. But also, I would like to think I just will be more prepared when things fail. But a lot of things have failed and I've never been prepared. So, and this sort of preparation seems more like a coping mechanism as well. So yeah, well, kind of. I didn't think my thoughts would go in this direction today, but there's that. But yeah. But I will continue. And then I guess also at the end of the day, I have to, relax a little. Because if I don't push, I mean, I can keep pushing hard, but at a certain point, I have to be like, okay, it's fine, I did something, I did my best. I'm gonna die anyways, take a chill pill. But then at the same time, I have that mindset, and that's what also motivates me to be lazy. And I hate being lazy and procrastinating so much. So I don't know what to think. I really don't. And I feel like this is something I would not be able to figure out for a long time. Maybe there's a book about it, I don't know. But I also hate reading. And I also hate people who recommend me. Well, okay, I don't hate people. But I also hate these people that talk about the power of now. It was fine when one of my friends was talking about it. He was like, you should really read it. I was like, oh, I was considering it. But then all these obnoxious people in my university was talking about it too. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to read that. But I don't read books anyways. I have a problem with never finishing a book. Or just starting to read the words but think about something else. But yeah, also, oh yeah, did I mention also, I finally deleted YouTube today. Hopefully that would bring about some change. It was it has been a hard decision, but with all these social medias, I had these moments where like I felt kinda at peace with deleting them. I was thinking like, oh, you know what? I can delete YouTube today. And I just deleted. So, I mean, I basically accomplished all the things I wanted to do today, which didn't turn out to be that much anyways, but maybe it's already showing results. I don't know. Yeah. Also reading, I did watch a video recently about this guy talking about how he can read like 1,500 pages of textbook a day. And in the biology field, medical field, that would probably be pretty useful. And the whole idea is one of the things that revolutionized for me of the way of thinking about reading is to not have internal monologue while reading. I never really thought about how you can read without reading in your mind. And I understand I can see how that could work. And I know my internal monologue is very slow. I mean, the way I talk with this, you can kind of tell. Because I have to, and I'm thinking about different stuff at the same time, I think. But it's very hard to tell if I am thinking different stuff. But I think I am. Because once I say it, it clicks on to the dominant thought, and I kind of forget the other thoughts. I think. I don't really know how my brain works. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But then the question here is that might work for the biology field, but would it work for the more humanities field? Reading like philosophical literatures, if I don't have internal monologue, can I really understand any of whatever, like Deleuze? Would I understand Deleuze if I'm just reading without vocalizing my brain? I would assume it's impossible, and I don't intend to do an experiment. First of all, because I can't do the non-internal monologue, and I'm also scared if I am able to do that, I can revert back to internal monologuing while reading, and that might ruin my ability to read philosophical literatures. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle. But then at the same time, it's not like I really struggled to, read on time or read enough. Although I am a very slow reader. I have always been. But I never had to read 1,500 pages a day. I'm not a med student. I wouldn't want to be. So, yeah, I think today was pretty long. I actually was able to talk about a lot of things I was thinking about. I was like just at the gym just a few hours ago, or like an hour ago, I think, thinking about, I want to talk about different stuff today. And these were some of the points. And some other stuff, yeah. About 28 minutes. I think my eyes are dying. Doesn't seem to be a lot of stuff left. And I guess my frustration with jobs, I don't have a consistent schedule with my job, and I really like the place I'm working at. Like, the people are nice, the location's nice, it's really close by. And it was the one employer or company that would make a work permit for me, because as an international student, a lot of places just don't bother making work permit for you, so you're literally like left to fend for yourself without even being able to make money. So you just die. But luckily I found a place, but that place is just not cutting it, not enough income. And then there's this whole competitive work situation where I think it is illegal to find another way to do the same exact job. So I have also applied under a self-employment agency that has the same location. But if I see the same times, like if well, basically, I'm working on like this catering business for different events. And if the self-employment agency and the employment agency both has shifts for the same event, I have to take the employment agency event, or it's illegal to do the self-employment one. At the end of the day, I don't think I can get caught with it, but I just don't want to risk anything. If I'm gonna get deported, I want to get deported after I get my diploma. So yeah, but ideally I don't want to get deported. Yeah, but yeah, so I want to stick to that location, but I think I have to really find another place. And it's just so stressful because even just searching for a job took me so long. And now that I found it, I have to redo it. And I just got my self-employment permit too, so. And I got it, but it doesn't provide me much available shifts, so I have to find another agency that's also self-employment, so I have more options. I was thinking just 2 is enough, but 2 is not gonna be enough. And it's just so much work, just so I can put food on the table. My net income is still negative. Every month I'm losing money. And I hate that. It's just frustrating. And I think I'm gonna end it here. I need to go to sleep. Okay, bye.